my pleasure to introduce Ginger Myers. Ginger has been with Extension for a number of years and has worked with marketing and different areas of that whole protocol, and has worked with, actually she was in the Howard County Economic Development Office for a number of years, working with agricultural resource development. And so we're fortunate to have her with us tonight to share some things on marketing. Thank you.
The title tonight, we're talking about implementing marketing plans. I know that many times when Dave has me come, he says, start with the basics, and I will. But most people want to hear a little more. But I think it's important that not just to tell you the basics, but actually share with you some ideas. How do you do this? Where do you start? How do you implement? So with that, I'd like to ask, how many of you are growing something already? Anybody? None of those brave souls put their hands up. Yay. How many of you have sold any of that? Okay. How many of you plan to sell something this year? That's quite clear. Good. I like when the numbers increase and not decrease. So you have some experience, and that's great, because the best way to learn marketing is to do it. Marketing is a verb. You can have all kinds of strategies and ideas, but until you implement, until you do it, you really don't get money in your pocket. So in this presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about mapping out the process, because there's ways to kind of look about getting your head around this. It's almost like a roadmap. Some of the promotional ideas and components, and then kind of a break and actually look at some of the marketing, what we call collateral or pieces. Most of the time I talk to people about their marketing and they say, oh, here's my business card and my brochure. They've actually gone to step 3, not really worked on the other 2, so we'd like to start with those first. A few resources for you. There are some brochures in the back. Much of what I'm going to say tonight is also on this website. Ag Marketing is my website for the university. There's, besides the basic marketing 101, there's information about CSAs, farmers markets, farm stands, regulations, the kind of information you need to get started. Packaging, suppliers, where do I find little plastic baskets? I'm going to put my berries in. That sort of information is all on the site. So I invite you to be there. And also there was another brochure back there called the Maryland Rural Enterprise Development Center. That is another website devoted exclusively to agricultural business development. How do you write a business plan? Where do you get financing? What's the regulations for farm stands in my county? What are the health regs to go to farmers markets? Anything with business development is down that site. So please pick up both those brochures. Now getting into marketing a little bit, it's not just selling. Most people say, oh, I don't like to sell. Well, we insisted that our children both had jobs before they went off to college. And our daughter, who became a musician, her first job was, she was a Mary Kay salesman. Now, that's selling. You know, that's selling. If all you're doing is selling eyeshadow. Marketing is selling beauty. And only when she got to that point did she start to enjoy that job. So there is a difference there. Marketing also looks at doing it regularly. Having a one-time sale is great, but until you can go to the farmer's market and sell out of your tomatoes, until you can engage that restaurant who wants your greens every week, you're getting some sales, but you're not building your marketing portfolio very well, and your stability. And sometimes I talk to folks who are really willing to show me their product. You know, look at what I'm growing. Oh, look at this salsa jar. And I'm saying, well, where are you looking at this? Well, everybody wants salsa, right? There's already 3,500 brands of salsa out there. Okay? What is the need for your salsa? I actually spoke to one guy though who had my number. Because he said, this is Venezuelan. It's made with my great grandmother's secret recipe. Oh, this was something different. Actually, I'm a Redskins fan, everywhere the Birmingham. Ones were in need, or a problem that you're trying to take care of. Does anybody remember what happened in 1999 on December 31st? What were we worried about? Y2K. Do you know that the biggest sale of Amish home goods was the month of December 1999? Because people were looking for things that didn't run on electricity. Kerosene lanterns, home crank things, lots of batteries and lights, because we thought we needed it. Turns out that in January 1st, 2001 it came in. But it's a need. And in marketing, we use it all the time. Look at the printed ads in magazines. You need that new car. You need that stupid housing house. They're talking about what you need, okay? Yes?
Small little, what's Guerrilla like?
Okay. Guerrilla marketing under there is, has anybody ever read any of the guerrilla marketing information? You want to talk about that? Share. Come on. This is Jennifer. I was even pointing her out and embarrass her.
What I remember, this is a long time ago. What I remember from guerrilla marketing is just being very aggressive to your market, just going out and saturating the market, just nonstop with hits. So I don't know if
Guerrilla marketing has to do, and you go back, you can write this down on Google. Levinson, the guy who wrote the book, made tons of money looking at this. It was taking the non-conventional approach. It was how to do it cheaper, easier. Like, do you need a fancy printed brochure? Maybe not. Maybe you can do it, with copies and posting that in the grocery store where there's a care tag. He had great ideas how to do it more economically and segregating market right down. Actually, guerrilla marketing, you can kind of think of social marketing today almost as guerrilla. It's absolutely free. You can do a lot of social marketing. It has a tremendous reach. It can be very focused to a set audience. It's like guerrilla marketing on steroids. Think of it as what we have today in Facebook and Twitter and so forth. Thanks for catching that. Okay. Know the message of your farm's identity product. I give this right away because one of the heart of marketing is your product. Okay? You're saying, well, I don't know what my product is. What should you use, do you? What is this? Can you guys see this? A puzzle? Good. Yes? It's great. That's a 500-piece puzzle. I think you're going to earn a book. Your mom's going to love it. Anything else? It's a puzzle. What else? What about this product? What is it? What kind of puzzle?
Family uniting activity.
Okay. What's it a picture of? Veggies. I know it's kind of small. What's inside? Pieces for the puzzle. Right? And I know that, okay. Can we tell? Somewhere in here, it's 500 pieces, but it should also have the size. Numbers on here. And my point about this is you recognize this, because it's a product you're familiar with. It's a puzzle. Comes with a picture. It's in a box. Usually when we put it together, we start with the corners. Everybody knows about it. Are you growing a product that you assume everybody knows something about? Because, okay, no, because what are you doing?
Everybody knows all the things that you put into it. If it's organic, if it's, how I guess what different products you have. Also, just the way you grow them. Not everyone knows about. You can't look at food and say, "Oh, that's organically grown instantly." You want to sell that.
Okay. What's your unique identity? So we're talking organic, so it's a production method. Anything else?
Well, your comments.
Oh, her comment was, it could be production, like You can't just look at the tomatoes and say, oh, I know they're organically grown. So that's part of the identity. Sure, I'll repeat. Anything else?
Well, if you have a logo and people start to know that you do organic stuff, after a while, people can identify the product with the way it looks and say, oh, okay, that's probably organic. I mean, necessarily is, but, you know, if you label something in a way that.
So we're doing branding.
Yes.
Okay. So we're talking about branding the product. Actually, I one time I had a secretary who loved Brussels sprouts. Okay, and I used to go to the farmer's market and give her Brussels sprouts. But at the end of the season, they cut the whole stock. Okay? Well, when I brought that stock back from the farmer's market, she wasn't there. So I set her on her chair. She came back and I heard her scream, ah! What is this gross thing you set on my chair? I said, Debbie, it's Brussels sprouts. No! I didn't know it looked like that. Okay? Here's a consumer who buys Brussels sprouts, but couldn't identify them when they were on stock. And I asked her, well, how do you think they grow? And she said, oh, little cabbages on the ground. So when you take a product to market, and you put a lot of work in growing bok choy, but nobody in your market that comes down really knows what bok choy is, what have you done with your product? What is your product? Not only, you know, how did you grow it? What did you put into it? What is it? We get so far ahead of ourselves sometimes that we forget to tell them what our product is. We talked a little back here about what's the message from your farm. Tell me some of the messages. I've already heard organic. I've heard that it's going to be branded. What else? Local. That's a hot one.
Family owned.
Family owned. That's a good one.
Healthy.
Pardon?
Healthy.
Healthy. Yeah, we don't sell veggies. We sell health products, right? Anything else?
Youth-based.
You, good, yay. Lots of reading material to do on the homework.
Thank you.
Sure. Youth-based. Anything else? What would make me want to buy your products? It's local, it's organic, it's
Easy to prepare.
It's easy to prepare. Oh, convenient. Absolutely. So now we get the idea. What is the product? What are you trying to send? And this message is all the rest of your marketing is based on this. I often use the analogy, if you were stuck on an elevator with a Martian, okay? And you're riding from the 1st to the 8th floor. And the Martian goes, what do you do? What would you tell him? 3 sentences, who can do it? Oh, you already got your book. You're a good participant, I'm only grown-ups. I've heard all the terms out here. These are marketing terms. I've got a lot of slides, we can be here till 10 o'clock. So, but I want to help you with this. Yes?
I enhance the quality of your life.
Okay. Going to enhance the quality of Martian's life. Okay.
Are you asking for an elevator speech?
I'm asking for you to tell the Martian what it is you do in 3 sentences.
I'm a small pot, local, sustainable agriculture vegetable producer.
Okay, hey, we're getting there.
Create delicious food.
Okay, anybody else? Did you ever say who you were? I mean, this Martian may be phoning home, bringing the treats. You need to let them know where to come find it. So already, we looked at some of the trips we did in marketing. What is the product? Be sure you name it. Be sure also to identify yourself. And we really, I'll tell you, you were good tonight on coming up with those terms, local, healthy, you got that. I will tell you, 3 years ago, we would have searched for that to bring those words out. You were much more savvy.